I get to sit down for a one-on-one exclusive interview with the amazing LaWanna Bradford. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and before we dive in, would you mind telling our audience just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
I help to find opportunity in the chaos by strategically positioning yourself in life and in business. And it's all about getting results. And often we tend to plan without real intention on what we want to see at the end of the game. And I find that whether I'm working with big businesses or your small entrepreneurs. And so my company, the Bradford Group, as well as the Bradford Group Consulting, one is a mortgage company, so we help you find money.
Oh, I love it.
And then the Bradford Consulting, we help you with strategic planning and foresight and positioning yourself so that you always remain relevant in an ever-changing market.
I love that. Remaining relevant in an ever-changing market.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into that. If I'm a brand new entrepreneur and I'm coming to you and I'm like, oh, I need some support, I need some help, what are some ways in which you can help and support me?
Well, the one thing is to really understand what it is that you want to do and to impress upon you the importance of understanding where you fit in your industry.
Mm,
I find often small business owners, especially those startups, they're excited about
mm,
their dream and their vision and they hope it fits, but let's plan and ensure that it fits and determine what's the solution that you bring to the table so that you become memorable, indelible, and people are always leaning in to learn more about you and to have you serve them.
I love that. How do people connect with you if they want to work with you, partner with you, or just follow your amazing journey?
LaWanna Bradford on all things social media or Instagram, the LaWanna Bradford. You can always visit us on our website, bradfordgroupmtg.com.
I love it. Lawana, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been an
Thank you.
honor.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And audience, thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again soon on the other side. Bye for now.
All right, all right. We have the amazing dynamic Shay Brown in the house. He is our keynote speaker. Shay Brown is a globally renowned giant in the sales world. He has cracked the code, the elusive code of entrepreneurial success with a game-changing formula. This game-changing formula is one, ladies and gentlemen, that is designed to help the most struggling, challenging business when it comes to sales. If you feel that your money well has dried up and you need some help, you need a little CPR on your finances, Shay Brown is the man you need to go to. Shay Brown is renowned around the world. He is a speaker, he is a teacher, he is an influencer and a leader. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, last year in 2021, USA Today News featured him as one of the top 15. I said 15 entrepreneurs in North America to keep your eyes out for. This man is rocking and rolling. He is moving and shaking. He is taking no prisoners, but what he is doing, he's taking the world by storm with a message of hope, a message of change, a message of inspiration, telling you and telling us that we can come back, that a setback is just that. It's a moment in time, and we need to get up, dust ourselves off, and know that there is a champion inside of us, a champion that is waiting to reborn, to unleash itself on the world, to make that indelible imprint. And right now, I want to show one of his quotes, and the next voice you're going to hear is the amazing, dynamic Shay Brown.
I will love you right back, love you right back.
So there I was, sitting in the classroom. It was the third grade. It was Miss Kurtz. Miss Kurtz, I love Miss Kurtz. She's someone that I was infatuated with, even in the third grade. And she was calling me to the front of the room because we had just did storytelling or story reading section. She wanted me to come up to the front and kind of share with the classroom what I had learned from the. And when I got to the front of the classroom, I was struggling, and I was struggling to find my words. I was struggling to say what I was trying to say. Now, in my mind, I could hear myself talking very, very clearly, right? And I could see the words, and I could hear myself, but, and that's how I was talking. But I couldn't get the words through my throat, and all I remember seeing was all my friends laughing and going, and this wasn't the first time that this has happened to me. It wasn't the very first time. There had been several occasions where the kids, and these are my friends that had made fun of me, not just in the classroom, but on the playground and at home. And so very, very clearly, my mother dear, decided to have a meeting with the counselor, Linda Rowland. And I remember sitting in there, and she told her that I had a stuttering problem, a speech impediment is what they called it, and that I needed to get some help. And we went home, and I was embarrassed. I remember crying right in the office. I didn't cry in front of my friends. That was not going to happen. At least I fought those tears back. I was mad as I was. They probably thought I was mad, but I was really hurt. But sitting at home with Mother Dear, I just broke down and started crying. And Mother, I remember Mother Dear saying so clearly to me, I can hear the words today, and these words stayed with me for many, many years. She said, "You don't have any problem at all. You don't have a stuttering problem." I don't. No speech impediment. You just are smarter than everyone else. And so your brain is thinking faster than you get the words out. And so you're just that brilliant. Don't ever forget how brilliant you are and that you don't have a problem. You're smart, you're intelligent. And I couldn't believe that. And then in that moment, I believed Mother Dear. Like I bought into the belief. that I did not have a problem, that I was smart, that I was a genius, and they could laugh all they wanted. Now, here's what I learned. Fast forward from the 3rd grade to about the 10th grade in high school at Garfield Senior High School down in Dale City, Virginia, I discovered that Mother Dear was lying to me, okay? I indeed had a severe stuttering problem. But here's the message. Here's the point before we get started that I wanted to share with you on this platform, Celebrate You. On this platform is about expanding your faith, your family, and your finances. On this platform that the one and only LaWanna Bradford and her entire team have put together for one reason and one reason only, and that is to help uplift us, to help inspire us, help us all get better so we can be more, do more, have more, serve more, win more. And at the end of the day, we all celebrate together. What I learned is that Mother Dear had lied to me. But that wasn't the point. Here's the message I want you to write down in your notes. Put this in your notes. Sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you can believe in yourself. Put that in your notes. Sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you can believe in yourself. And so Mother Dear, I believed what she told me. I bought into it. I changed my mind. I changed my approach. I changed my emotions. And is that what mindset is about? I mean, I know it's all this philosophy about turning setbacks into comebacks and all this, and we'll get to that. But isn't it all about your mindset? Is really about your emotions at the end of the day? Like, if there's a problem and you put energy there and you feed that problem, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it gets more and more energy. But if you take that same problem and you make a decision to focus and have energy towards what could be a solution, what could be done, don't you find yourself, your mind kind of spinning and looking around and seeing what's possible? Put this in your notes. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you really, really get this. Hear me clearly. You really get what you focus on. And so I focus on that moment on what? I was okay, that I was brilliant, that I was smart, that don't listen to other folks. Shay, can you sum it up? Can you tell me what the point is for us that are listening, for you, the viewer, for you, the champion, because only champions are here right now. For you, the winner, only winners are here right now. For you watching right now, what's the message? 2 words. Jot these 2 words, so we're taking notes. And yeah, we're going to talk about turning setbacks into comebacks. So that was certainly a setback, a guy that still stutters. I mean, I still talk fast because of that reason. But here's what Mother Dear instilled in me. And I don't want to start this as maybe one of the points that you can walk away from. And I want you to hear my heart. There's no notes. It's just you and I. I'm blessed that LaWanna said, Shay, just share what's on your heart. And here's what it is. Compelling future. Put that down in your notes. Compelling future. Shay, what's the first step in order to turn setbacks into comebacks? A compelling future. Shay, what do you mean by that? Anyone can deal with a tough today when they have a compelling tomorrow. And I want you to look back in your life. I want you to look back in time, and I want you to think about some times that there was a challenge in your life. Maybe there was a baby out of wedlock. Okay, no, don't judge me. I'm 54 years old now, but there was a time I was a young man at Morgan State University. Talk about a setback, by the way. And my first son, Jay Jr., was born. I wasn't married. Again, don't judge me. I grew up in the Pentecostal church, by the way. My mom was a bishop back in the 70s when it wasn't popular being a bishop in the 70s as a woman. Probably still isn't, by the way. And me and the person, his mom, we were both in the church. I was a junior deacon at the time, and she was a missionary, and we hooked up for several years, and then she got pregnant. You talk about a setback. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened to you. You think about some big challenge you had, something that was difficult in your life, and in that moment, here's what it wasn't about the pregnancy. It wasn't about getting pregnant. What it was that my parents, we had disappointed them. They came to us and sat us down. We all was in the same church. Again, don't judge me. Now, if you don't go to church, it's okay. You can just tune me out for a moment. But, you go to church and you're all in the same church and this kind of happens. And they were like, we thought y'all were brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. We never said we were brothers and sisters. Y'all said we was brothers and sisters, but we had been spending the night at each other's house for years because we were so close and friends. And the reason I tell you that is maybe you didn't have that type of situation where you totally disappointed someone. We were both in college. There was a compelling future. Although we didn't get married, we were able to raise our son. And I have two sons, who I'm very blessed with right now. And it was because of what we saw in the future. It was because what my father taught me, that my son would know who I was because my father didn't know who his father was. So I never knew my grandfather. My point is compelling future. Maybe right now in your business, you're struggling. This is just step one. I'm gonna give 3 steps in the time I have, but maybe you're struggling in your business. And maybe when you believe there's a compelling future, that you're going to solve problems, that you're going to start serving people, you're not going to try to sell them, you're not going to try to take a shortcut, things can change. Maybe right now it's a tough relationship, a tough marriage. Maybe you're not talking to your kids. Maybe you found yourself in a situation that you told yourself it would never, ever happen again. And it's happened over and over and over again. Here's my point. You can deal with a tough today when there's a compelling tomorrow. So right now in this present moment, I want you to create a compelling tomorrow. In the 3rd grade, the compelling tomorrow was I was smart, I was brilliant, I was going to be someone. And in a situation where my first son was conceived and then born, I was going to be the best dad possible. I was going to be different than my father. And he drilled that in. I was going to be better than him. Created a compelling future. So step number 1 in turning setbacks into comebacks is first you got to step back. You got to create a compelling future that gives you energy, that changes your emotional state, and it changes your whole physiology and allows you to think differently than you ever think before. So step 1 is what? Compelling future. If you're out there somewhere, someone jot down in the chat feature, compelling future, compelling future, compelling future. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it feel good to know you're not going to depend on who's president? You're not going to depend on the Senate if you're in the United States of America, or you're not going to depend on the government if wherever you are in the world. And it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, or if you're around the world, if you're a conservative or a liberal, or you're rich or you're poor. In order for things to change, it's been said so many times, and I know it's oversaid, but it's so true. In order for things to change, you've got to change. You got to celebrate you. Celebrate you. Celebrate who? You. Do me a favor. Down in the notes. We're going to create a compelling future. And I want you to put down #celebrate you. Yeah, you can celebrate in your faith. I get it. You can celebrate in your family. I get it. You can celebrate with finances. Right now, celebrate you. So do me a favor right now. If you're right-handed, I can't see you, but through the power of these fiber optic lines, you and we're connecting. We're the same. We're good human beings that want to do good things. So as you're watching, if you're right-handed, just take your right hand. And those of you who are left-handed, take your left hand. And do me a favor for just a moment. I know it's going to sound silly, but pat yourself on the back. Go ahead and do it and acknowledge yourself for being a winner. Acknowledge yourself for being a champion. Acknowledge yourself for just pushing through. And no matter what, you make a decision that you are going to keep on going no matter what. So step 1 is what? create a compelling future. Now I'll go back and see the chats. I can't see the chats right now because I'm present. I'm present with you. I'm trying to do two things at one time. And my wife would tell you I'm not good at multitasking. She is. But in the chat feature, if that was just something that helped you or something you could pass to someone else, do me a favor. Just put a number one. A number one, like in the chat feature right now, the number one is the bat signal. It's the bat signal that was okay. I got it. Shay, I'm feeling you. Shay, I'm going to create a compelling future in my health, in my relationships, in my finances, in my business, in my walk with Christ, if that's what you do, with my family. We're going to create a compelling future. And I want you to imagine that LaWanna Bradford and her team gets together and we get together a year from now. Don't worry about setting no freaking goals. Some people say, I'm going to write down all my goals. I don't want you to set goals. I want you to create a compelling future, and I'm going to move on. But go out a year from now. And I don't care when you watch this video. Maybe got a hold of the long lost recordings. Congratulations, you're here. And we look back over the last 12 months. And why has it been successful for you? And I could bring you online, let's say right now, and I could bring you on the camera, and you were going to step up, and you had a microphone like this, and you're going to step up and say, the last 12 months have been one of my best 12 months ever because ... Put the because down. No, seriously, put the because down. No, seriously, put the because down. Put it down right now in your notes. Now, for me, when I did this about a year or 2, 3 years ago, I'm always looking into the future. I said I'm focused on 3 things. So I want you to know where I'm going to be 1 year from today. If LaWanna brings it back, and we're talking about turning setbacks into comebacks, a compelling future was number 1. I'm going to get to number 2 in the now moment. I only got so much time, but I'm focused on 3 things. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm super incredible because I'm 54 right now. I'll be 55 next year. I'm happy in my health. I bet on myself. I doubled down. I took the vitamins. I went to the gym. I ate the food, the best organic food that I could buy, the money could afford me, and I'm fueling the one place I live in my body. So I'm really pleased with my health, because without my health, I can't share with you guys. Number two, you put yours down. Don't share it. I'm not going to ask you to share it. This is for you. Celebrate you. We're not going to wait till next year. We're going to celebrate ourselves right now. Right now. When? Now. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock time. You can do that. I like that. She told me I could have fun. So, we're just having fun. I don't talk about sales. So it's even better. Okay. Number 2, my happiness. I'm on my 3rd marriage. And very, very happy. Been married for 3 years now, together 13 years. And it was someone that I was in love with in high school. And the quick story, talk about setbacks. Well, I won't worry about this story. But anyway, that's number 2. I'm going to get to that level. And number 3, so you worry about what are you going to be happy about? Think about it. I'm going to create happiness in my marriage and create happiness with my kids. And it's not about I don't love all of you and my clients and folks that are out there. I love all of you. But next year, I'm focused on them as well. That's if I can come here next year and say, I'm happy because my wife is happy. I'm happy because my 2 sons are happy. I'm happy because my mom is still with us, and my brother and my sister and my nieces and my nephews. And I'm in a good place. And then number three, jot this down in your notes. And then I'm going to move on because I got to add the finances because LaWanna would kill me. She's like, Shay, what's going on? But number 3 is wealth. Because I believe when you have more money, you can have more meaning in the world. It's not about the money. Cash flow is not everything, but it solves a lot of problems, right? It's right next to oxygen up there, as they say. And so I'm going to focus on my wealth, making the best financial decisions from the insurance policies. And you need to talk to LaWanna Bradford about planning and 401k and retirement and so forth. But making sure that money is where it needs to be. Building the business or bringing revenue so I can hire people. It feels good when you can write a check to a loved one and they can go to college. It feels good when you can write a check to a cause that you believe in and see them do so much more in the world. So I'm focused on not the world's wealth. I'm not worried about what they're saying in the economy. I'm focused on home first, expanding my faith, my family, and finances. I'm giving the Shay Brown remix, which I just did just now, health, happiness, and wealth, because we're a year ahead from now. And then that's what it's about. Okay, number two, turning setbacks into comebacks. The next one I want to talk about that is very, very important is the 3 Ds. The 3 Ds are called decisions, discipline. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. Let me tell you about my father, Marshall Brown. My father, Marshall Brown, is no longer here. He passed away May 2nd, 2017. And my father was into politics, and when he retired, he used to work down at Ben's Chili Bowl. For those that don't know what Ben's Chili Bowl is, it's like a staple item in Washington, D.C., down on 14th and U Street. They have some of the best chili dogs in town, and all the tourists come down there, and they're family, they're friends of ours for many, many years. And he would be down there, and his role when people and all the buses and stuff came in was to give them a history of Washington, D.C., because he was in politics, and 14th and U is a historic place, and then there's politics and so forth. Well, inevitably, whenever he was down there, someone would ever used to always ask him what was his key to success, right? And how do people build back and so forth. My father would always laugh because he waited for the question. He loved those questions, and I can't believe I'm quoting him. He'll love this. But he would say, for cities to rebuild, for people to rebuild, for people to get back together, for you to do whatever you want in life. Here's his quote. He's always say, things in life, it's easy to do the right thing. It's easy to do, and it's easy not to do. It's easy to do, and it's easy not to do. But if it's hard, hear me clearly, if it's hard, do it first. So some things are easy to do and easy not to do to be successful. But if it's hard, do the hard things first. Why is that? Because doing the hard things first takes discipline. And then he had this little formula, and he would say decisions plus discipline equals dominion. Now you think about a setback. Think about something that happens. You find yourself in a relationship that didn't work out. You got news. You pick up the phone and on the other line of the phone, hello. Oh no, that can't be possible. A call from a family member. Something's happened. They went to the doctor. They got news. Something happened tragically. It's tough. Or maybe something happened to a friend or a loved one that you care about. There's a challenge. Or maybe you went to the doctor and the doctor said some things you need to do. Well, here's how to turn it around. Here's number 2. I'm gonna give you the formula. Make a decision plus have the discipline, and that will give you dominion over whatever the problem is. Now, dominion, for those folks that don't like to use Christian terms, I grew up in the Pentecostal church, so everything I learned in the Pentecostal church. You can write the word dominate. And so many years ago, you think about what decision do you have to make? Now, I know Tony Robbins made that kind of famous, right? He was like, in your moments of decision, your life changes. And that is true. But I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. So I believe you got to make decisions. The faster you make a decision, the better off it is. But again, I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I have my AARP card. I've got remix versions on everything. And I say, yes, making the decision is the easy part. Many folks make decisions every day. They're going to go to the gym and never go to the gym. Many folks make decisions every day or to get off track and back on track that they're going to spend less than they make. They get off track. That's a setback. Many folks say they're gonna send notes to a loved one. They got these goals. They got these commitments. They bought these apps that are gonna keep them on track. And myself included, I'm the first one that gets off track. So it's not about the decision. It's the second part my father had. And this is the true essence of coming back under any circumstances. Plus discipline. Put this in your notes. Discipline. Put it in your notes. Discipline. And now what's the simple definition? Discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do and doing them anyway. So you now, as you're sitting there, you can make a decision on something, but what's the second thing you need to do in order to come back? My father said, discipline. Let me give you the Shay Brown remix version on it. Take insane action. Put that down in your notes. Take insane action. Put that down in your notes. Take insane action. Now, why do you need to take insane action? Because this one cause, put it in your notes. You don't have to get it right. You just got to get it going. Someone do me a favor, in the notes right down below in the feed, right there in the notes. Put that down in the notes. You don't have to get it right. You just got to get going. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going. Listen, myself, and I'm going to talk about Shay. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Shay Brown here. I believe that I'd rather take insane, massive action. And I've had some huge failures in my life. So, sometimes our greatest strength is our greatest weakness, okay? But I'd rather take insane, massive action on an imperfect plan than have the perfect plan and never take any action or not enough action or get off track. So I want you to look inside yourself right now and think about where you have to take just more action. And just taking insane action will move the needle from where you are to where you need to go. Now maybe you don't have to take action. That's fine. Maybe you just need a system. So let me tell you about one of the systems I've used, and I can share other stories. But one of the ideas I made to take insane action, I'm on day 563 as of today, was I was going to be writing in my 5-minute journal. Now, I have this app, and I don't make money off this, but it's called the 5-minute journal. And I think the 5-minute journal is one of the best apps of all time. I'm so glad as of this video, they're integrated now with Daily One. And inside the 5-minute journal, you can go in and ask you 3 questions every single day, which is what are you most grateful for? 3 things. And then what needs to happen today for the day to be a success. And then it has an evening set of questions. Now, here's the decision I made. And I made a decision before and I fell off wagon. Like I made a decision before I was going to learn a new meal every day. I'm learning to cook and I fell off the bandwagon so many times, right? Don't judge me, please. I'm focused on as much as I can and not fail. But I didn't fail in this area. And this area was I was going to write down every single day what I'm grateful for. And I thought at first it was going to be this hokey dokey Care Bear. Now, this is not a Care Bear type of talk right now, and I get it. But I was like, gratitude, I know it, I get it, I'm grateful. But Shay, you're going to write down every day. You're going to stick to this 5-minute journal. You've been on it. I've had it for about 4 or 5 years. And I go on and off and on and off. But when I made a decision right before the pandemic, so we're at 563 days now, that I was going to be grateful every day. When I found out, first couple of weeks, I was writing down cool things. Closed a deal. Went to the gym. I was able to talk to someone and have a breakthrough. Talk about setbacks and the comebacks. We're talking about you got to make a decision and then take insane, massive action. It don't have to be perfect. But as I gravitated towards month 1, 2, and 3, I found myself stepping back in the mornings. I do mine in the mornings. This is just what works for me when I'm in the bed because I'm grabbing my phone. I'm like, don't read email. Don't go to social media. Please don't sue me, Facebook or Instagram or those things. Don't do that. You stop and what are you grateful for? And I found myself writing things down like conversations with my son. My youngest son has 3 businesses. He owns a restaurant here in Washington, D.C., which is a humongous success. He has a trucking company. And to have him here and have a conversation, him tell me about his business, I'll write that down. Charles and I were in the kitchen and he started sharing with me what he's doing in his business and what he's going to do with his friends. And, you know, I think back at a time where I used to wish I would have those conversations, and to be able to have that relationship, I'm really, really blessed about. And then on the other, sometimes I write things about my son, Che Jr., who works at the hospital, senior manager there, doing very, very well. But he also loves photography and he does videography, does all my videos. And he and I will talk and I'll say, he stopped by my house just to show me this new program. He didn't come to visit Dad. Okay, that's cool. But he came to show me something that he's doing or show me one of his videos. And I'm blessed that right here in the area. And so I want you to step back for a moment. And let's just have a moment of attitude of gratitude. And what are you grateful for right now? And just go ahead and don't jot it in the chat feature. This is private. Take a moment and think, what are you most grateful for? And isn't it true that when you focus on what you're grateful for, it's kind of hard to focus on negative thoughts? It shifts the mindset. So step 2 of turning setbacks into comebacks is, yes, you got to use the formula, decisions plus discipline. The question is, what are you going to have discipline in? That's going to help move the needle so you can expand your faith, expand your family, and expand your finance. We're talking about turning setbacks into comebacks. You jot it down right now. Maybe you're grateful that your lungs are okay. Maybe you're grateful because you have a car that you really love getting into. Maybe you're grateful because of your home. We recently remodeled our home, and it's been an experience, but it's been pretty cool. And I kept telling myself every time something didn't go right, I kept saying, well, I'm just thankful that we can do this during these very difficult times. And as bad as COVID has been, and I've lost family members to COVID, the one thing that COVID has done, I believe on the positive side, is it's put us all 15 years in the future. So we're all 15 years older. Isn't that so cool? Like you're 15 years in the future, but you're not 15 years older. Isn't that kind of cool? And so it allows us to look around and be grateful for so many things. So here's something that I'm going to give you one idea before I close out. But here's the third idea. We're talking about turning setbacks into comeback. We're here to celebrate you, expanding your faith, your family, and your finances. Thanks a lot to the Bradford Group, the Her and the Kingdom Strategies for all you're doing, and all the other experts and all the other speakers. I encourage you to stay, to watch, and continue to be in the conversation. But one of the things that my sons and I do is to try to stay track on goals. because they don't listen to dad, obviously. So we got to play games because I don't know. We asked this one question, and every year sometimes we'll pick something like beliefs, and we'll pick one word that's going to help guide us. But here's what's guiding us this year. This is what's keeping us on track, so we can take insane, massive action. We believe in nothing but the best. It's the best or nothing. It's one of our family mantras, like Mercedes, the best or nothing. But here's the question that we ask ourselves, and you can write this down in your notes, and maybe it's to help you, maybe it's to help your family, maybe it's to help someone you know, and here it is. Who are you being when no one is watching? Now, you talked about taking yourself 1 year in the future. You talked about turning setbacks into comebacks. We talked about you got to make a decision. Now we're all about action. Here's the question. Who are you being when no one is watching? When no one's watching, in your bottle, do you have coffee or do you have water? I don't know. That sounded pretty good. I don't know. Who are you being when you're grocery shopping? You picking up a bag of cookies and chips, or did you make sure you got fruits and vegetables? Who are you being when you're working in your business? Who are you being when you're spending your money? Are you tracking what you're spending? No, I don't. I tried. I keep falling off track. LaWanna's got to help me. LaWanna, I got every app there is, and I still don't track what I spend. In business, I hate to hear from the bookkeeper. There's two people I don't want to hear from, the bookkeeper or the attorney. You don't want to hear from those folks because they always got questions, but they track everything. Why? Because what gets measured gets managed. Put that in your notes. What gets measured gets managed. In the next 3 minutes, I'm going to close out, but who are you being when no one is watching? Who are you being when no one is watching? Who are you being when no one is watching? And in that moment, if you're sticking true to your decision, if you're sticking true to you're going to have the discipline, then you will have dominion and you will dominate. This is your year. This is your time. You were born for this. Now, the last idea I'm going to share as I close out is something that's near and dear to me. And it's one of our phrases, one of our philosophies. We got 12 rules for life. I'm going to give you one of the 12 rules now, but here it is. So there I was, suspended from school. I know I got so much trouble as a kid. You just don't want to hear my stories, right? But I was suspended from school, not for the first time. Don't worry. I got suspended. So Mother Dear decides she's going to take away my Atari game. Now, some of y'all know about Atari. Back then, we had Atari games, right? You know, that was a setback. So she takes the Atari game away and says, you can't play the Atari game. You're on punishment. And I was going to be punished for like a month. And a month was like a lifetime without an Atari game back then. And so I went back and thought what I could do. And I thought about what we do in church. So in church, at our Pentecostal church, 38 members, 25 kids at the time. I was one of the 25 kids, of the 38 members. So you get the point, right? So every year on December 31st, they would have a midnight watch service. And we would write a letter to the Lord, whether you believe in the Lord or not. You can follow me. You can follow me. And we would write a letter to the Lord, and then we would give that to the deacons, and they would all pray on it, and then they would burn the letter. So whatever was in the letter, you were forgiven for, and whatever you wanted was supposed to come true. In so many words, it's a Shea Brown quick version. So I got this idea to say I'm gonna go to Mother Dear. So I went to Mother Dear and said, Mother, I've written a letter to the Lord to ask for forgiveness, and I would like to, acknowledge what was wrong and move forward. Because today is my January 1st. Like today is my January 1st. Mother Dear didn't buy the story, obviously. And I didn't get off punishment, right? I didn't work. But here's the message. Here's the point. Here's one of the number one ways that you can turn a setback into the comeback. It's one of our core principles. Here it is. Just this one mantra. Put this in your notes. Today is my January 1st. Put that in your notes. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. The past does not represent the future. I have a compelling tomorrow. I get a fresh start. And every morning when my feet hit the ground, it's like December 31st, baby. On January 1st, you had new hopes, you had new ideas, you had new dreams, you had new energy. And if you take every moment of every minute of every day and you live that one core philosophy that today is my January 1st, I'm starting afresh. I'm starting new. I'm making a decision. And I'm going to take insane, massive action to where I want to go. You're not going to think and grow rich. You're going to think and do it. Ha! That's the remix version. I don't know how that's a joke. But that's what it's about. So today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. Do me a favor as we close out. We're closing out right now. Look down in the comment feature and put today is my January 1st. My best is yet to come. My best is yet to come because I believe you got better days ahead of you than you have behind you. You're going to impact the world. You're going to rise up in your faith. And faith is the very first starting point. But you got to take action for your family and take action in your finances. You do that. Not only will you celebrate you, but you're going to celebrate everyone around you. With that being said, let me thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. If you're out there right now, let's make sure we connect on Instagram. Mine is just I am Shay Brown, just I, then M Shay Brown. I'll follow you back. I want to know who you are. I want to see you. With that being said, LaWanna, and back over to the family. Thank you so much for having me here. You're amazing. You're incredible. I'm out of here. Peace.
Oh my gosh. You're amazing. You're always amazing, right? I hope, okay, folks, we need to give some hearts, some thumbs up, some applause, something. I want to see some things happening. Give me some emotions. Give me some reactions. If he moved you one iota, if something that he said just planted that seed in your heart to say, wait a minute, today is my January 1st. I'm not going to let those setbacks get me down. Those setbacks only are setting me up for comebacks, right? I am going to take insane, massive action today. Because guess what? If you don't take action today, where are you going to be tomorrow? So, thank you so much, Shay Brown, for joining us. You have been a blessing. I wish you and yours well, and I look forward to touching base with you a little bit later on.
Thank you. God bless and keep doing God's work.
Have you ever felt more confident behind the scenes, not being in the spotlight? I know I did. I wanted to elevate and celebrate others probably more than I wanted to do so for myself. I would give, inspire, and empower. I was that coach from the sidelines, and I was okay. Then I heard a challenge from my mentor and dear friend who asked me, "Who are you? I see the work that you're doing. I see the progress your businesses are making, but who are you?" And that's when the brand from behind the brand was born. So I did a thing. I decided to shout to the world, but more importantly to myself, that I have a purpose and a platform that is designed to influence the masses, change the narrative, and bring hope. It was time that the world knew it. And so I got highlighted in Times Square. Bold, big, beautiful me saying to the world, I am here in living color. What about you? Are you showing up bold, big, and beautiful and in living color? I hope so. I'm LaWanna Bradford, and I want to encourage you to remember that in life and in business, when your vision intersects with opportunity, success is inevitable.